Hi, and welcome to Elements in Focus. My name is Grant Soliven.
And I'm Aaron Rheaume.
Aaron, I am so glad you are part of this discussion today. For those of you joining the show for the first time or kind of repeating on the show, we're so thankful and grateful you're here. Aaron and I's job and our team's job is to walk through our 5 critical elements, our 5 pillars you see on the screen, and kind of nitpick each one of them and help provide and give a little bit of guidance on some of the things you should be paying attention to, some of the buzzwords that are going on, so you can make good financial decisions and for you and your family. So we're going to focus on risk management and life happens today. And this is a big one, and this is why I'm glad Aaron's here on the show. He's dealt with this probably more than anyone on the team, and fields a lot of our questions from the team on this. So, and I'm just going to go ahead and pass this on to you. Long-term care insurance. I mean, what is this bad boy, and what are we looking at?
Great. Thank you, Grant. Long-term care is another complex part of a financial plan. In one of the shows we just did, we talked about annuities, another complex plan or potential product. Long-term care is also there. We get a lot of questions on, do I need to have long-term care? What can it help provide benefits for? And our job is to just really scratch the surface. And if you have more questions, we can be granular if you reach out to us. So long-term care provides benefits if you need an extended stay in a nursing home or in-home care where it's past a certain period of time. And so there's ways to look at how to insure that. If you've built up assets and have a net worth, you could self-insure some of that cost. So let's say on average, you've got $50,000 a year going out to pay for long-term care. It's a cognitive situation. You might need to be in care for 3 to 5 years. So that's $150,000 to $250,000. Someone might have the assets to say, I'm just going to pay for that out of pocket.
Right.
The other way is to not have assets and potentially go on Medicaid, or just look at what people do with home and auto and try to insure that risk.
Right.
And so now if you've got yourself into, hey, I really need to look into some sort of insurance, and the reason you would do that is to actually protect the assets that you have.
Correct.
Then we have to go into the avenue of what type of long-term care insurance would be good for me and my spouse or my family and I, and how do we want to be taken care of. And so traditionally, if you look back to the early 2000s, when I started my career in 2005, there was a lot of long-term care being sold at major companies like John Hancock, MetLife. You had a ton of insurance companies that were part of the long-term care game. Over the last decade or so, a lot of those insurance companies have fallen by the wayside. And what they offered was a traditional long-term care product. And so those could be, I try to tell people, built like a Pinto or like a Cadillac. And so you could design your plan on how much you wanted that insurance to be taken the risk on for you. The other alternative, and which is becoming more prevalent today, is what we call a hybrid policy, where you can use life insurance and long-term care together. And so you purchase a life insurance product. It has a long-term care benefit to it. So if you were to unexpectedly pass away, the insurance is paid out in the form of a death benefit. However, if you do need it for long-term care, you use that death benefit towards the cost of care. And I'm not going to go into much more detail than that. If you have questions, again, please reach out to us. The major differences between those two, the traditional form, Grant, and the hybrid form with life insurance, is the life insurance premium is level, so it doesn't increase. And the traditional form of long-term care, you can have rising premium costs.
Right.
Again, if you're getting yourself into a situation to where you're thinking or considering long-term care, please reach out to us, because then we can have a deeper dive into whether it makes sense to go a traditional route or maybe a hybrid route, and how we're looking at protecting your overall situation.
Absolutely. And Aaron, thank you for the deep dive into that with the little time we do have on the show. But again, to Aaron's point, this is a complex, sometimes very emotional discussion. And so this is not something we want you to take lightly. Just like all product discussions, before you make a decision, please reach out to a professional, contact our team so we can help you evaluate truly what is the appropriate risk and what should you do with what you have.
Can I add one thing?
Please do, yeah, absolutely.
You know, in the annuity side, and we said products are often more sold than bought.
Oh, yes.
It's the same with long-term care. If you're seeking out long-term care, make sure you're looking for a fiduciary professional like Grant and myself and the team at FEG, because there are insurance agents that are out there that are willing to help you with that product, but they may not understand your overall financial situation, and so you have to take everything into consideration. And so just please make sure you reach out to someone that has your best interest in mind when making these decisions.
And again, I often say this, many of you will probably get sick of hearing certain terms that we continue to regurgitate, and this is one of them. Your financial well-being, your financial situation is a whole operation, not a silo.
Correct.
So we oftentimes find people trying to make this decision in a silo, but you have to look at the entire operation.
And that's why we have the 5 critical elements.
100%. So this is a very important topic to many of our families, but again, it needs a lot of evaluation before decisions can be made. And if you're looking for someone to talk to, going back to Aaron's point, you want to connect with a fiduciary or one of our team members, our advisors, please give us a call, 800-928-4001. You can send a question to talktofeg@yourlifeafterwork.com. And again, you can go on and find more resources on some of these topics at yourlifeafterwork.com. And if you're looking for a deeper dive into some of our content, consider this program. It is our radio show program that we put all over podcasting services near you. So you can go to some of those places like Spotify, Amazon, Apple, and get that. And also below are some of the radio stations that you can hear our team on Saturday mornings. But again, thank you for the time. This is a very heavy topic. We look forward to hearing from you if you have questions on it. And we look forward to seeing you in the next show. Thanks for being with us.